Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's kiki, which is spilling everything on Vanderpump Rules, what's coming out, new lies, new scandals, Lala Kent unhinged, you know what to do. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and share, and join our newsletter, which is linked down below for free. So with that, let's dive into our first story. Now, Lala is basically confirming everything that we said about the insert scenes, the re-edited scenes, the producers going back and trying to now kind of patch together a storyline about Tom and Ariana and Raquel and all of that stuff. Because remember when they had the scenes where it was like James came over and he was like, oh, really? They know? And then they did that weird like comic book thing where then Lala was narrating, like, this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is what happened. And we're like, hello, that clearly is a edited scene that they just put in. And then also the Ken Todd scene where he walks into the kitchen with Katie and with Lisa, and he's like, oh yeah, like Raquel spent the night with Tom Sandoval, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, okay, how scripted was that? So we all already called that. Lala Kent is now confirming that those scenes were edited and reshot. Now, she talked about it on her podcast, and I have a whole clip so we can all listen and watch together. But this is also from Us Weekly. It says, Lala Kent reveals which scenes from Vanderpump Rules were seemingly edited after Raquel Leviss and Tom Sandoval's cheating scandal. And don't forget, I have the clip so we can listen to it too. Flipping the script from Ariana Maddox's original reaction after she caught Tom Sandoval in a lie to alleged stage scenes, Lala Kent broke down major Vanderpump Rules edits amid Raquel Leviss's cheating scandal. I told you guys that we did not have any editing place in the episode until Sandoval happened. I did speak too soon. Now remember, what I see beforehand is not always what makes it onto the television screen. The Beauty Mogul 32 said during the Wednesday, May 10th episode of her Give Them Lala podcast. That was the episode that she dropped today, and that's the clip that I have for us to listen to. Lala claimed that the alleged editing began after the off-screen Labor Day party where Tom, 40, lied to Ariana, who's 37, about not being able to leave amid her grandmother's death. What was added in after Sandoval is they had me narrate what happened during the gathering, she continued. This Labor Day thing mattered enough for me to pull Ariana aside and have that conversation with her, but it wasn't a mind-blowing scene. Side note, this is what I said before, and this is proving my point. I said before how producers dropped the ball because they were like, oh, we just took Ariana's lead. She wasn't that concerned about Tom and Raquel. Sure, Lala was saying this, Ali was saying this, Katie was saying this, all these things were happening. But, Ariana didn't really care, so we didn't really follow that story that much, right? And so it's like, now they have to go back, have Lala narrate stuff, add insert scenes, add this, that, and the third, where if they had done their job and just actually followed the story, followed the facts, followed the information, followed the smoke, then they would have been the one at the bonfire instead of now going to back track. So that kind of confirms what we said before. But let's keep going. The Utah native recalled telling Bravo producers about the strange moments between Raquel, 28, and Tom ahead of their scandal. I watched them with no cameras and no Ariana around. And then it became a thing after Sandoval happened where they didn't have any footage. They got footage from Sheena Shea's vlog to add it to the scene. She explained about Raquel and Tom spending time alone at the party. Again, producers, you dropped the ball. Y'all should have had that footage, but I'm happy Sheena did. Now we are starting to have interviews after Sandoval happened in scenes from before that may not have made it. Some of the scenes may not have made it. They were absolutely filmed pre-Sandoval that may have been insignificant at the time, but became very significant. Us Weekly confirmed in March that Ariana, 37, and the Tom Tom co-owner called it quits because she learned about his affair with Raquel. Now let's listen to what Ariana had to say about the whole situation. Not Ariana, what Lala had to say, okay? This is from her podcast. All right, here we go.
All of that all happened before Sandoval. Okay? Again, I spoke way too soon about the editing. So let's break this down very, very quickly. James came into this office. All happened before Sandoval. Okay? What was added in after Sandoval is they had me narrate what had happened. Mm-hmm. So Labor Day, that party, for me was a huge moment because of what I watched, okay? And it was kind of a throwaway to people. I explained to producers about this Labor Day thing, and it was like, it mattered enough for me to pull Ariana aside and have that conversation with her. But it wasn't like mind-blowing Sandoval stayed at a party. It was more about like, you don't really show up for your girlfriend that much. These are things we're talking about. It certainly wasn't like, oh, they're fucking. Where for me, I was like, this is strange. I watched them, no cameras, no Ariana around. Mm-hmm. And then it became something after Sandoval happened that they obviously they didn't have any footage. So they reached out to Sheena and said, you vlogged this party.
Thank God for that vlog.
Yep. The vlog is coming in handy.
It really is.
So they got that footage from her to add into the scene. So now we are starting to have interviews that were done after Sandoval. We're starting to have scenes that may not have made it, that were absolutely filmed pre-Sandoval, that maybe were like insignificant at the time, that became very significant. Like James and Tom Sandoval going and smoking weed. And him talking about dipped out. She dipped out and went to my bedroom. Not my bedroom, but like my guest bedroom.
Yeah.
That no one thought anything of. It was like he just messed up. This scene's like kind of boring. We'll throw it away.
Quick question on that. Do you know if that was before or after he came to the office? Because James seemed a bit uncomfortable and suspicious, but then he comes to the office.
Before.
Okay, but then he seemed to be doubting you, right?
He says because it's so mind-blowing.
So he didn't even think anything like
you were. He thought nothing of it.
That's what I wanted to.
So when people say that this is staged, it's not staged. This is not a staged thing. Ariana didn't sit with a producer and go, yeah, I'm okay with my life blowing up for ratings. None of it is staged. Mm-hmm. But you can't just drop, at the very end, this bomb like, oh, and by the way, Tom and Raquel were fucking.
Right.
You have to fit it into the story somehow. And there were, like y'all say, Easter eggs the whole time that may have been insignificant at the time that are actually very pertinent to this case.
Investigator Lala.
Is pertinent the right word?
I think so, and I'm impressed.
I heard it on Seinfeld last night. Maybe I should Google it. I didn't go to college. Let's talk about the scene with Ken when he walks in and drops the bomb of all bombs.
Let's talk about it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is where I'm at, you guys. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Everyone said this seems staged. This seems like he's acting. One of two things has happened when Ken Todd comes in and drops that bomb. The first one is, I know Ken Todd well. And that dude has told me some like piping hot tea at times where he just rolls in, or like I'll see him at Sir or Pump or wherever, and he like drops something on me that I'm like, hold on, Ken, come on back here. Come on back here with Puffy. I need to talk to you. Or, this is what I'm thinking. Lisa loves to maintain that she is out of the drama. I don't want to be a part of it. She's the hierarchy. Is that right? The right word?
Yes.
She's top dog.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't want to, she's not getting involved in the messiness of the peasants.
Right.
So who is the sacrificial lamb?
Not Ken.
Ken. Yep. Lisa's not going to come in and get her hands dirty with that.
No.
Which, by the way, if I were in Lisa's position, I would be like, I'm not getting involved in this. I don't need to come in and drop this bomb. But Ken, you'll do it. That's what I think happened. But I do know that Lisa was the first to know that that Raquel slept over there. We watched it with that tasting.
Right.
Right?
Have you spoken with Lisa? Did she think something was up, or did she just think, because my gut or my whatever, when I watch it, I'm like, oh, she thinks they're being inappropriate, but she doesn't think there's an affair going on.
No, everyone seems to keep thinking like the optics. Mm-hmm. I just don't know that I'd feel comfortable. That's why I finally was like, I'm going to call it like I see it.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yep. Yeah.
And I don't know that, I think Allie maybe would have said something like that, but she's new to the group. She's walking on eggshells. Katie is in business with Ariana. Mm-hmm. I really had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And I also, had I maybe been in the position of Katie, maybe, which she did though, at the Heartspring party. She did say to Ariana, I have a hard time believing that she's a good friend to some people and a shitty person to others.
Amazing line, because I totally agree.
I agree too.
If you show yourself, it's like the people who are shitty to the waiters and waitresses. That's who you are.
That is who you are. So Katie was dropping it like a friend would drop it. Like, I'm walking delicately with you, but then you get me in a room with James and we are just like, and James saying, if Sandoval is fucking Raquel.
I know, but he didn't believe it. You could tell.
No, he didn't believe it. You guys, this was all happening. You were here that day.
I know. We mentioned it. It was, you expected it and you still broke down sobbing. So imagine how everyone else was. Wild.
Beyond.
Yes.
Into the abyss. How the fuck did we not see it? But like I said on Watch What Happens Live, it's a whole different beast when it's confirmed. It's one thing to be like, the way they're moving, something's going on. I think they're fucking, to where like, oh shit, there's an intimate video.
Yeah.
You know?
And the way, I mean, I know we're going to get into it, but just the way Ariana, she had no fucking idea. And I know, or maybe she did, but the way her defending Raquel and like, I trust her as a friend. I love her. She's been nothing but sweet to me. And I know you'll get into that.
I want all of your thoughts too, because I have so many notes. And
yes, I want all of your thoughts. Lala has been writing notes all week, and I'm like, speak.
No.
All right, you guys, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Lala has confirmed everything that we said last week about the producers creating re-edited scenes, pushing everything together, and then the whole staged Ken Todd scene when he comes into the kitchen. So the tea is hot, the tea is popping. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about the producers now having to go back because they dropped the ball, that they didn't actually believe Katie and Allie and Lala being like, hey, something inappropriate's going on, and them just taking Ariana's word that nothing's going on. And now they have to go back and sort of scramble for footage and put together these re-edited scenes. Let me know what you guys think about that. Put it down below. So with that, you guys, let's move on to our next story. Dun, 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 dun. So this one is all about Tom Sandoval, the king of no remorse, laughing and cracking jokes about how Ariana found out about his affair with Raquel. I mean, it's a hot mess. And there's a video of it. And as you guys know, I have the video, so we're going to watch it. But let's dive in. So this is from page 6. It says Tom Sandoval laughs at how Ariana Madix discovered Raquel Leviss' affair. Okay? And we have the video. Tom Sandoval laughed over how Ariana Madix found out about his affair with Raquel Leviss by seeing a sexually explicit video of her on his phone after it dropped out of his pocket. Here's an original song. Came out the day that my phone infamously fell out of my pocket, the Vanderpump Rules star joked on stage while performing with his cover band, Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras, in Westbury, New York earlier this month. Some of the audience members let out a small gasp, while others laughed out loud, as seen in a video shared to TikTok earlier this week. Users immediately called out Sandoval in the comment section for the now viral clip, with many pointing out his, quote, diabolical laugh. To me, it's that narcissistic laugh, it's that psycho laugh, it's that remorseless laugh. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I think Tom is on one. Like, I think he's always been narcissistic. I think he's always been attention seeking, but I think there's something extra wrong. Like, it's the most extra for the reason. I don't know if it's because he's on something or what, but it's taken an evil turn where it's like, sure, he used to be selfish, but now there's like an evilness to it. Let's keep going. Quote, no remorse, just jokes, one TikToker argued. Oh my God, that laugh is evil, a second critic added. Just when you think he can't stoop any lower, he laughs about his actions, another user commented. It's safe to say he is embracing his villain era, someone else wrote. Page 6 previously reported that Ariana saw an inappropriate video of Raquel on her then boyfriend's phone after Tom performed his new single, Superstars, at Tom Tom in West Hollywood on March 1st. Now, that's when everything really popped off. Eyewitnesses told us at the time that prior to her finding the clip, Ariana cheered Sandoval on and even packed on the PDA with him before he took the stage. Ariana then dumped him after nearly 10 years of dating after news of the affair broke, since dubbed Sandoval. The self-proclaimed singer initially didn't talk about his affair on stage, but he's become bolder over the last week or so. Wow. So let's watch it, okay? Let's watch what he said. Let's watch what he did. And then let's also look out for that evil laugh or that evil grin that he has, okay? Here we go. Let's watch. All right.
Original song came out the day my phone infamously fell out of my pocket. So... Original song came out the day my phone infamously fell out of my pocket. So...
Wow. I mean, the evilness of it all. When a phone fell emptily out of my pocket. Ha 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 ha. Like, absolutely psychotic. What do you guys think about that? Like, what do you think about him laughing and making a joke about it on stage? I think it's super sick. I think it's really weird. I think it's gross. But let's keep going. Page 6 exclusively obtained a video of Sandoval referencing his relationship with Raquel by changing the lyrics to his version of Fountains of Wayne's 2003 hit, Stacy's Mom. Schwartzy's mom has got it going on. She's all I want and I waited for so long. Schwartzy, can't you see that Raquel is not for me? He's saying, referring to his best friend, Tom Schwartz. Meanwhile, Madix has moved on and has been spotted making out with personal trainer David Way several times, while also traveling, living it up in Coachella, and even attending the 2023 White House Correspondents' Dinner. Dun, 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 dun. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you think? Let's watch it again. It was a very quick clip, so let's watch it again. And look out for the laugh, look out for the enjoyment he's taking out of the situation. It's just, to me, it's just inappropriate. And you know what? Before we watch it, it's just another thing about the disrespect of it all. Like, he doesn't care that he hurt Ariana. It almost seems like he resents her for some reason. There's like a hate there. Like, you ever have those people who like used to be in love and then it turns really volatile and it's like it went from love to hate. There's like a hate for Ariana. There's like a resentment there. Like, there's like a vitriol. Like, you see it on the show. Like, even now in the episodes, even when he's fake being nice, if you actually just look at him, the energy is actually very, very, I don't even know what the word is, just resentful. It's like a seething resentment. Like, even when he talks about her, there's just like this resentment that he has. I don't know. I think he gets pleasure out of it. And think about, and it almost seems like, and this might sound really weird and evil, but he's really weird and evil. It almost seems like he resents Ariana so much that he almost used Raquel and then subsequently used other people to hurt her. Like with the whole dressing up as Raquel for Halloween. Like, I don't think that was because he wanted to show Raquel that he loved Raquel. I think it was because he was getting pleasure out of disrespecting Ariana in her face and her not even getting it. The having sex in the house that they share. Not so much about Raquel. It's more of a disrespect to Ariana. Like, I respect you so little. I'm going to have sex with this chick in the house when you're here and when you're not here. And then also what he's doing with Billy Lee. Like, you think Billy Lee is your friend? Well, I'm going to have Billy Lee sleep over the house when you're not here. And I'm going to make sure the paparazzi gets pictures of it. I disrespect you so much. I'm going to let Billy Lee post a picture of your dog on her Instagram because she knows that she's been sleeping over there. So it's almost like he's been doing all of these weird, crazy stuff and just using people who are stupid, like Raquel and Billy Lee and this, that, and a third, to get at Ariana because he resents her so much. There's like a vitriol there. I don't know. That's what I think. But let's watch that again, okay? Here we go.
Original song came out the day my phone infamously fell out of my pocket. So original song came out the day my phone infamously fell out of my pocket. So
yeah, what a psycho, what a psycho. Put it down and let me know what you guys think. All right, so with that, let's move on to our next story. So this one is all about Ariana's meltdown prior to Sandoval. Basically, she knew that there was problems in her relationship. She wasn't having any of it. And this story that Lala also exposes also confirms what I said before. When people were like, well, how come Sheena didn't say anything to Ariana? How come Lala didn't say anything to Ariana how come Allie didn't say anything to Ariana if people are seeing the inappropriate behavior, Tom going out at night and with Raquel, this, that, and a third? Well, I think it's because Ariana wasn't actually open for any type of feedback or constructive criticism or any type of, hey girl, something might be up in your relationship. I think she just blindly defended Tom. She would get very super defensive. She'd turn it around in your face, and she wasn't in a place to receive the truth or at least receive information. that would actually be an honest information about her relationship. That's why she went off on Katie. Oh, well, you don't like Raquel, but I like Raquel. I trust Tom. Girl, bye. So I don't think that she was open to it. And then again, and it's even like why producers were taking Ariana's side and just believing her instead of actually pushing the narrative. I think Ariana just wasn't ready to hear it. She really just wasn't having it. But let's go. So this is according to, and do I have a clip for this? Yeah, I have a clip for this too, so we can watch that video too. But let's get into it. So this is according to page 6. And it says, Lala Kent says Ariana Madix had a meltdown about relationship pre-Sandoval. Lala Kent claims Ariana Madix had a meltdown after she questioned Tom Sandoval's motives in last week's episode of Vanderpump Rules prior to his affair being exposed. When I bring it up, Ariana gets furious to the point where production steps in because she says, I'm not doing this. Production always tries to do this to my relationship, Kent said on her Give Them Lala podcast on Wednesday. Side note, Ariana, shut up. Production isn't doing anything to your relationship. This is what your relationship is. If you don't want to be honest about the state of your relationship, which was pretty shitty. It was pretty shitty. Like, I think everybody can just admit that. Then that's on you. But don't blame Katie. Don't blame Lala. Don't blame production for what Tom Sandoval is doing. It's not their fault you're unhappy. It's not their fault that he's cheating on you. And I do feel bad for Ariana. I don't think she deserved what happened to her, but she also has to take a little bit of responsibility for the fact that you were willfully ignorant. You were happily in denial, and you shut down anyone and anything that threatened the fantasy and the facade that you wanted to put up and the persona that you wanted to have about your relationship with Tom. So that's not their fault, Ariana. And it's not necessarily your fault either. I'm not criticizing. I'm not judging. I think it's a very human thing to do. You want to protect your fantasy because the fantasy keeps you safe. It's a lot easier to say, oh, it's Lala, it's Katie, it's production. It takes a lot of strength to say, actually, it's us. It's me. It's Tom. It's our relationship that's the problem. It takes a lot of strength to be honest about your situation. And so I think that's another big reason why nobody told Ariana. And I think that's another big reason why production was trying to protect Ariana and not push the story as much as it could go further, because she was pretty much in a very fragile place and didn't want to hear it. So here we go. Let's keep going. Kent, 32, was referring to a conversation she had with both Ariana and Tom, and when she caught him lying about not being able to leave a party to comfort his then girlfriend upon learning of his grandmother's death. I want to say it was before Tom came into the camera. I want to say it was before Tom came in that cameras went down because she was very upset that I was bringing this up, Kent added, referring to Sandoval joining the conversation halfway through. Now, we did see that on the show. This was the very end of the last episode. So remember when Lala's talking to Ariana and they're getting all like their goodie bag gifts and stuff like that. And Lala's like, oh, hey, by the way, what happened with like Tom staying at the Labor Day party when you were home grieving the death of your grandmother? And she's like, oh, well, he couldn't get a ride. And she's like, no, sweetheart, I was there. I saw it. Jason was there. He could have given him a ride. Tom wanted to stay, this, that, and the third. And then it does kind of look a little choppy because then Ariana says, oh, wait, you know what? I'm just not going to sit here and defend someone. Tom, you come over. So basically what Lala is saying that during that conversation before Tom comes over, Ariana has a meltdown and she gets really pissed off. She gets really furious and she's like, I'm not doing this. Production always wants to come after my relationship. And so the cameras went down. She chilled out. And then that's when Ariana called over Tom and it was like, and that's why she said, well, I'm not going to stand here and defend him. He can come over and talk for himself and defend himself. And then that's when Tom comes over. But production cut out that whole scene of the meltdown. Again, why are they protecting Ariana and Tom? Like, why didn't they show the meltdown? Why didn't they show the truth of their relationship? You know? Because I'm pretty sure if Lala was having a meltdown, they would show it. They sure as hell show it every time Katie has a meltdown or Sheena has a meltdown. It kind of makes you think, why was production not showing when Ariana had the meltdown? Why were they protecting her? And they told Andy Cohen, because Andy Cohen told it in the video we did before on his Sirius radio interview that he did. He said how production was like, oh, we just followed Ariana's lead. Why? You know, it makes you kind of think, what the hell was production doing? Why were they protecting Ariana? I would have loved to seen her meltdown. What was she saying? What was the gripes? What happened? Why didn't they show that? If it was Tequila Katie, they would have shown that. If it was Lauren from Utah, Lala bucking up, they would have shown that. Kind of makes you think what's going on. That's why now they're scrambling for the re-edits and asking Sheena Shea for footage because they didn't get any of it of the whole Tom and Raquel stuff. So kind of makes you think what's going on there. But let's keep going. Lala admitted that as soon as she saw Ariana react that way, she knew she could not bring up her suspicions about Sandoval and Raquel Levis's too close for comfort friendship. That's exactly what I said. Ariana, and I'm so happy that we have timestamps on this. I think I said this yesterday or before when we were talking about it. Ariana is not someone who was open to any type of feedback about her relationship that did not fit the delusional narrative that her and Tom came up with, that they were this happy, perfect, easygoing, unconventional, modern day relationship. Everything's just so cool, man. No, nothing was cool. Your relationship was a mess. And this proves it. She said, as soon as she saw her react that way, she knew she couldn't say anything. Ariana, just like Tom, was shutting it down. And I'm not judging her for it. I'm not criticizing her for it. I'm not saying she deserved what happened to her. But we have to be honest and critical in like a critical thinking way, not critical in a mean way, about how everybody's moving and behaving. Ariana, just as much as Tom did, was very, very active in having this fake persona about their relationship on camera. They both were faking the funk. But I don't think that Ariana was, I think she was lying to herself and lying to other people about it. I don't think that her and Tom were actually broken up and had this conversation like, we're broken up, let's lie and say we're together. Like he was trying to say on Howie Mandel. I don't think that's true. I think they both knew their relationship wasn't great, but they both did present like it was something that it wasn't. Which happens a lot. There's a lot of people in real life, not just reality TV show. That's why they say you never know what happens behind closed doors. I think it's one of those things. I don't think that Ariana was pretending she was in a relationship. I think she was pretending she was in a happy one. And that's a critical difference. And that's where I think Tom Sandoval has been lying, like he did on Howie Mandel. She knew we were broken up. No. She knew you guys weren't happy, but she didn't think you were broken up. Anyway, let's keep going. She did say, Lala, you don't know mine and Tom's relationship. Like, in all fairness, we never see you, Kent claimed. But then after what happened, the cameras picked back up and we did the rest of the scene. During the conversation, Maddox became upset after learning that her then boyfriend had lied to her about why he could not skedaddle from a Labor Day celebration. You realize you put me in a position with this where people will think that I'm an effing idiot, she told him at the time. Kent admitted she was suspicious as to why Sandoval stayed behind at the party, but she did not think he was having a full-on affair with Raquel at the time. Months later, Ariana found out that her boyfriend of nearly 10 years was cheating on her with Raquel, who was one of her best friends, for more than 6 months. Again, I think it was about a year. But I do have a clip of this. So let's watch the clip, and then I want to know what you guys think, okay? Here we go.
When I bring it up, Ariana gets furious.
With you.
To the point where production steps in because she says, I'm not doing this. Production always tries to do this to my relationship. I want to say it was before Tom came in that cameras like kind of went down because she was very upset that I was bringing this up.
Okay.
Very. She did say, Lala, you don't know mine and Tom's relationship. Like, in all fairness, like, we never see you. And I'm like...
And that wasn't aired? I
No.
didn't see that. Okay, yeah.
But, you know, then whatever happened, the cameras pick back up and we, you know, do the
Continue.
rest of the scene.
Yep. So you guys heard it from the horse's mouth. Lala confirms exactly what I said before. Why is production protecting Ariana and low-key Tom? You know? So, but at the same time, this is the thing when it comes to Ariana, right? And the whole protecting the relationship. I get it. We've all either have been in that situation or have been friends with someone where when you're in it, you don't want to see it and you don't want to hear it, you know, until it takes something that makes you take the blinders off, until it takes something that makes you, you know, it's so public that you can't lie or hide. Like, it makes me wonder, and I think this is a good question. Hopefully Andy will ask it, Andy Cohen, at some point in time to Ariana. I wonder if Tom Sandoval came to Ariana and said, hey, listen, I've been having this long-term affair with Raquel. We've been having sex. It's been emotional. We want to be together, X, Y, and Z. I wonder if Ariana would have found a way to protect Tom. But because the way it happened, or some way to protect herself or to save face, but because it happened so publicly, you know, because everyone found out, because it was such this huge thing, that she had no choice but to be honest about the situation. Because he was doing so much dirt for the last 10 years, and she pretty much the entire time said, I don't know what you're talking about. We're great. He's great. We're wonderful. I don't know what you're talking about. He's great. We're great. We're wonderful. So I wonder, you know, I wonder if it had not happened in such a big way, how all of this would have gone down. But I mean, I get it, you know, when you're in the relationship and you want to believe your own lie, you want to drink the own Kool-Aid, people don't want to hear it. You know, people don't want to hear it when they're in the relationship. So it is what it is. But put it down below what you guys think about the situation. And what do you think about production protecting Ariana and really letting her run the show? Because I get Ariana not wanting to hear it and wanting to protect her image of her relationship. That's a natural human response. You want to protect it, even if you know it's not good. But it's not production's job to do that. It's production's job to cultivate the truth of the best story. So what do you think's going on with that? Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. So with that, let's move on to our next story. So this is all about psychotic Rachel Raquel. Really? I mean, the balls on this chick gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is about her crashing Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney's moment. They were at SUR together and they're having this sort of like back alley conversation, very old school, very nostalgic, um, Vanderpump Rules, right? And so she crashes the whole scene in a very psycho way. And Tom Schwartz, as always, is basically like overcooked macaroni and has no backbone and is slimy and squirmy and you just want to like squash him. It's really hard to watch. And I have the scene, like a clip of the scene, so we will watch it. It's pretty cringe, but we'll get there. But before we watch it, let's dive into the article. So this is an exclusive from Entertainment Tonight. It says Vanderpump Rules. Raquel Leviss crashes Katie Maloney and Tom Schwartz's SUR Alley fight. No, you haven't time traveled back to 2014. Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney are fighting in the alley behind SUR in the year 2023. Well, technically 2022, when season 10 of Vanderpump Rules was filmed, but that's beside the point. Entertainment Tonight has your exclusive first look at the explosive confrontation. We too have it at the Candy Canes because I snatched it up for you guys. So we're gonna watch the exclusive. I snatched it up. Katie just came outside after facing off with Raquel inside, once again voicing her frustration with her co-star making out with her now ex-husband, Schwartz. Before they had finalized their divorce, Katie's one ask was of Schwartz in their split was that he not hook up with anyone in their friend group, a request he and Raquel ignored at Sheena Shea's wedding in Mexico. Sorry to interrupt, Raquel proclaims as she stumbles toward the one-time couple, each half of which offers a different response. Schwartz says, it's okay. Like, Schwartz, no, it's not okay. Like, this is why I can't stand you. While Katie tries to push her away, telling her, no, you're not going to interrupt. Like, again, the level of disrespect. Like, if I'm standing there having a private moment in the back alley with my ex-husband, estranged husband, and the chick who I thought was at least like not like a close friend, but a friend, they in the same friend group, who's been trying to make out with him, wants to buck up, that's a problem. That is a problem. And Tom Schwartz, you're disgusting. You never deserved Katie. Justice for Katie Maloney. I stand by that. Justice for Katie. Justice for Katie. Let's keep going. We're in the middle of a conversation. Go away, Katie shouts at Raquel after a bit of a back and forth about not wanting to touch one another. I have one thing to say, Raquel replies, eliciting a guttural groan out of Katie. Okay, then I'll go, Katie tells Schwartz and Raquel, who both plead with her to stay. She agrees, getting loud again to ask Raquel, what do you want? I'm an empathetic person, Raquel tells Katie, who cuts her off, saying, no, you're not. Side note, this scene that we're going to watch happens right after the scene that we've already seen, the scene that's already been alluded to. It's like in the promo scenes. It's the scene where Katie and Raquel, they're sitting at the table and Raquel is sitting there being like, well, you're the one who divorced Schwartz. So why do you care if we hooked up? And I have more empathy. I'm more empathetic towards him than I am towards you. So that's what this chick had the audacity to say to Katie. So that is the build up to the scene we're about to watch and the scene that we're talking about now. So that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's keep going. You're absolutely not an empathetic person, she says, as Tom begs Katie to let Raquel talk. You've displayed zero empathy. You were hurt by the fact that Schwartz made out with somebody, Raquel begins again. No, Katie starts to fire back, but ultimately just sighs. The fact that it was me hurts even more, Raquel continues, as Katie's face contorts into a mix of confusion and annoyance as she listens to her co-star. I'm sorry for hurting you, Raquel adds. It's not my intention to go. It was not malicious, Schwartz chimes in, helping Raquel finish her thought, which is a damn lie. It was malicious. Everybody who was involved, Tom Schwartz, Tom Sandoval, Raquel, got some type of thrill out of hurting Katie with their whole scheme. Tom Schwartz is in a whole relationship with a whole different person named Joe Weinberg. So the only reason, or Winberg, whatever the hell her last name is. So you in this fake relationship, this fake kissing, the fake flirting with Raquel, you did that to help out your friend Tom Sandoval, knowing that it hurt Katie. But I think out of the three, I think Tom Schwartz is the only one who had remorse. I think once he realized, wait a minute, maybe we actually took this too far. Like maybe we've actually hurt Katie too much. Maybe this is getting more serious. Then I think Tom Schwartz wanted to reel it in. But in the beginning, he was down for the okie doke. He was down for it. He didn't care. He knew it was hurting Katie. He didn't care. But I think the more it hurt her, the more she was vocal about it, the more time set in, I think he felt remorse. And I think what we see from Tom Schwartz is guilt. I think he does feel remorseful for how much he hurt her. And I think he feels guilty because he knows that all three of them did it on purpose. That's what I think Tom Schwartz is feeling. I think he's feeling guilty. But Tom Sandoval doesn't care. And Raquel sure as hell doesn't care. Let's keep going. The show then cuts back to Schwartz and Raquel's time in Mexico, where Schwartz referred to her as a forbidden fruit. And Raquel told him that they might as well kiss because Katie already hates me like I've done it. That to me, again, just smells of Tom Sandoval. I feel like Raquel, I'm not absolving her because she's an adult and she made the decisions herself, but she's just regurgitating like, I have more empathy for Tom Schwartz than I do for you. You're the one who divorced him. Why should you care? She already hates me. That to me just sounds like Tom Sandoval, and she's just like Kinko's copy machine and just regurgitating everything he's saying back. That's what that sounds like to me. Girl, get your own brain, get your own life, get it together. Back at the alley, Katie isn't buying what Schwartz and Raquel are selling, telling them it was malicious for them to kiss. It was not, Raquel pouts. I'm trying to tell you that it was not. Yes, it was, Raquel. Like, do you not realize you're on a reality show and everything is on camera? Like, we heard you. Katie attempts to prove her point by saying Schwartz and Raquel don't even like each other, at least not romantically. Schwartz says that they're buddies, making Raquel giggle. Katie imitates the laugh straight to Raquel's face. We had to effing experiment because it was a flirty thing, Raquel says, but it's like, it's not anything, and I see this now. Right, it's not anything because you're having sex with his best friend, Tom Sandoval, who is Ariana's boyfriend. That's why it's not anything, you idiot. This is hilarious, Katie remarks before telling Raquel to go away now. Like, I gave you a shot, you blew it. She then says of Raquel in a confessional, I don't give an F anymore. Take you and your 6 personalities and get the F out of here. Viewers will have to tune in to see what unfolds next. But let's watch the clip for ourselves now. Dun, 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 dun. Let's watch.
Hey, Raquel.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
It's
go.
okay.
No, look,
okay.
I'm not going to interrupt. You're not going to interrupt. We're in the middle of the conversation
You
right
don't
now.
want me to touch you. I don't want you to
No,
touch
I
me.
don't want you
I
to.
just say,
No, we're
like,
in the middle of the conversation. Go away.
I just have one thing to say.
Okay, then I'll go away.
No,
I wanna
Katie.
talk
What
to
do
you.
you want?
I am an empathetic person.
No,
and
you're
I
not.
See,
You're absolutely
Stop.
not.
Let her
You are
talk.
hurt. You've displayed zero empathy.
You are hurt by the fact that Schwartz made out with somebody.
No, I'm.
It was just
The fact that it was me hurts even more, and I'm sorry for hurting you. It was
Okay.
not my intention to go.
It was not malicious.
The forbidden fruit? It would have never probably happened if it wasn't for people saying.
She already hates me like I've done it, so might as well.
Yes,
not
it
that.
was.
No, it
Yes,
was
it
not.
was.
Katie, it was
It
not.
100% was.
That
No,
it's
it was
not.
not.
Because you
Okay?
guys don't like each other, so you knew.
Well, we're
you-
buddies. And
We had to experiment because it was a flirty thing, but like it's
This
not
is
anything, and I
hilarious.
see
Okay,
that
continue.
now.
Okay, go away now.
Like, I gave you a shot, you blew it. I don't give a anymore. Take you and your 6 personalities, get the out of here.
Go, Katie. Team Katie, all of the effing way. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. I mean, Katie and I are same energy with this, but she's a better woman than me in this situation. I don't know how she held it together. Like, I wouldn't have like done anything to Raquel, but like, I don't know. Like, honestly, justice for Katie. Katie should get all of the flowers. Everything to be perfectly honest, Katie's been through a lot. Now, obviously not as much as Ariana when it comes to this particular scandal, but she was also collateral damage. You know, justice for Katie. Justice for Katie. Yeah. That's all I have to say. Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. But before, oh yeah, so put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. And then we'll move on to our next story. So this is Vanderpump Rules adjacent. And by that, we're talking about Teddy boring the net